Hey, good morning, guys. So, continuation of my last vlog. I want to bring you guys up to date on what all's happened. That vlog actually that we just released not too long ago was actually done back in January, the very end of January of this year, as we were packing and loading up to go to Texas. What was supposed to be a little vacation, go to see mom and dad, let them see Benjamin, that type of thing. As I told you in my video, I was getting concerned about some things, mainly my son's education here in the Philippines. And also, even though illegal immigration in the U.S. is wide open, and had been for several years, as many of you know, if you watch any of the news. I was hearing over and over again how difficult it was becoming for people who chose to do it legally to maintain or hang on to those immigrant visas. Even though we were meeting the minimum requirement by the law, because I made sure I knew what we had to do. I was still hearing that because of the length of time we were spending outside of the country, and Genesis was in school here in the Philippines, that we could easily lose, Jen and him could lose their immigrant visas as we made entry into the U.S. So those two things combined, as I believe I pretty well shared with you, prompted me to just go ahead and Jen and I did a lot of talking about it, and we decided to move to Texas, and thus the title, Goodbye Philippines. You know, when I retired here back in 2021, it was never my intention to ever leave, except to, you know, go home to visit family. But things had changed, so we made a decision to do that, and that's what we've been doing since the end of January, first part of February. Just to kind of catch you up, Genesis is enrolled in a very good school south of Tyler, Texas, and it's a private school, a Christian school, Christ-centered, college prep is what they call it. I can't afford it, not on a retirement that I'm on, but the school was very kind. They took all my situation into consideration, and they wanted Genesis. So they enrolled. Very international. It's an international boarding school, actually. They have about 26 countries represented. Philippines, believe it or not, at that time was not even represented there. So Genesis was the first Filipino student, at least for this school year, this last school year. And we knew it was going to be tough for him. We knew the difference he was going to experience educationally, academically, but it's been good. It's been eye-opening for him. He had to work his tail end off. We're talking 3 to 4 hours of homework every night and on the weekends. He's never had homework here, so except if you want to count modules during pandemic lockdown for 2.5 years. I don't really call that homework, but yeah, so yeah, we got enrolled. It was not an easy thing. It's, you know, the cost of living in the U.S. has gone up drastically in almost every regard. It was quite shocking for me to see prices that I hadn't seen in years. You know, when I left, everything literally was half the rent, half the food cost, half the fuel cost. Everything has doubled, it seems, at least where we moved to. I can't speak for the rest of the country, but definitely different. But we managed to get things, you know, enough things pulled together and be able to make the budget work. Was helpful that we own this home here in the Philippines. I don't have any kind of a payment, house payment, but there is upkeep. We have a caretaker, and we have to maintain. And we had family coming and staying periodically in the house. Our caretaker was taking care of it, so I felt confident that everything was going to be okay here. a lot of unknowns on the other end. So that's what we've been working out the last 4 or 5 months. And fast forward us to June, and back to the Philippines we came for a visit to see family, friends here, catch up on what's going here at the house. House looks great. Our caretaker's doing a wonderful job of taking care of it. Our family's looking out after it, so everything's going well here. We've had some decisions to talk about and make since we left the Philippines, and we've made a lot of those decisions. We've decided, unfortunately, this was never our plan, but it doesn't make much sense to hang on to a property like this for a vacation home. I'm not a rich man. I'm retired, and the thought of doing this, hanging on to a property like this and trying to maintain it to this, the condition that we like to have it, is difficult to do from 9,000 miles away. So we are going to be selling our home. Makes me very sad. This was my retirement home, but I think you gotta take the welfare of your children and their opportunity for the future, because that's what we're here for, is to get them to the best place they can be to make the most out of their future. My future's, my career's done, and we now have Benjamin in the picture, and little surprise for y'all. We got another one coming. I know, and I've got somebody watching our vlogs. Says she's Russian, from Texas, I guess, is what her vlogs claim to be. She's been quite critical of the fact that I'm a 60-year-old father. That's okay. It actually wasn't my plan to begin with when I met Jen many years ago, but we did both agree to have Benjamin, and he's been such a blessing in our life. It's been incredible watching him grow. He's 9 months now, soon to be 10 actually, just in a couple of days. 10 months old. And then we've got another one that surprised us, and he will be here in November if everything works out according to plan. So yeah, what else can I do, guys, but just kind of laugh about it, the whole situation, and make the best of it. And that's what we're doing. God, like I said, God's plan's always better than mine. This new one was not my plan, but apparently it was God's plan. So we're gonna rock along. I'm trying to build my own little special forces squadron, I guess. I don't know. Oh goodness, makes me crack up just to think about it all. But there I am, 60 years old. Got a Benjamin here, and I got a Jim wants to name him Little Ricky. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what this new one's going to be named, but yeah. And then we're trying to provide an opportunity for Genesis. And a lot of people have been very complimentary of the fact that we're doing that, and I'm trying to make it very clear to my son that this opportunity is here, but whether you seize upon it or not is totally in your hands. I can't make you make good decisions. I can encourage you, and I can teach you, and I can guide you and provide you with wisdom, but ultimately you have to make it work. So we'll see. He's got 3 years, starts into the 10th grade. He finished up the 9th grade very, very well. Had a little hiccup on final exams that hopefully he got his eyes opened on, and but 10th grade's going to be a different story. He'll be in Texas in that school the whole year, and he will, hopefully be making really, really good choices. He's surrounded by a lot of really good kids, in a really good atmosphere, an atmosphere of love for Christ, and a focus on academics. School is very strong in athletics and fine arts as well, but we're focusing on the academics. He is going to do a little cross-country competition this year because it doesn't interfere with his afternoon studies. And I'm excited for him for that because he really didn't have that opportunity here in the Philippines. Coaching and team competition per se doesn't really exist here at that level, so that's a new experience for him as well. So forgive me, I'm still trying to wake up. What a beautiful morning it is. I don't know, it's not as clear today as it was the other day, but there's our house from the road. I'm sure it looks like a dot on this GoPro. It's my volcano I look at every morning, somewhere up in there. I can't see it on this little GoPro screen, but Sierra Madre mountain range is back this direction. Town is right up this road. You know, when we first saw this house, or not this house, this property, I can remember it very well. It was still rainy season, about September of 2021, and we've been looking at property all over the place for about 8 months. We've been looking for property. Started looking up here near where Jen's from, just to see what was here. And when we got here, this is where the road ended, right here. And from here on, it was just one big old muddy, nasty, 2 foot of water, washouts, it looked like a tank water, literally. That's what was here. And I was scared to death bring my SUV down through this thing. Looky here. Somebody is out getting ready for cross country. Who could that be? Genesis. Hey, bud. Fancy meeting you here. Say hi to the subscribers. Yeah, he can't wait to get home to prepare. He has to do it while he's here. Any of y'all know anything about cross country? It's a 5K run, not necessarily on a track. It's a trail, and yeah, it takes a lot of preparation. So anyway, when we saw this was a terraced rice field, nasty road. I can't even call it a road. We would call this a pig trail is what this would have been when I saw it. Used to be a mango tree right here. Of course, that came down during construction. And none of this was here. And it took quite an imagination to see what this could become. In the middle of a rainstorm, we looked at this property, and Jen and I both fell in love with it. And we started the process of trying to purchase it. And actually, that process went fairly well. We ended up purchasing the property in October, and by November, end of November, we had title to the property. And I'm just going to walk down here a little bit, and then we'll come back up and go in. By end of November, we had title, and by December of 2021, we started construction. And as many of you know, many of you followed us along that path, that journey. Hang on, let the scooter get by. And the build actually went very well right up until the very end, and I kind of soured on the process a bit. Yeah, so this is what it didn't look like this when we first saw it. It was a mess. Anyway, let me whip this back around. So the ending of that build process didn't finish well. Oh, and I meant to mention, one of the things I told who we were buying this property was happened to be the barangay captain owned this property. And I just told him, I said, I'm not going to build a property with a road like this. And I was given their word that this road would be repaired. And sure enough, as you can see, in either direction, pretty nice road. Yeah, so that worked out well. So we ended the construction, not getting exactly what we wanted. Let me emphasize though, this home is is built very solid. No problems foundationally. We've already been through a couple of earthquakes. We've been through a few typhoons, and this sucker has held up wonderfully. It was the finishing touches that I was expecting, or had made it clear that I wanted I don't know if you could see it or not, but we're actually surrounded. You probably can't. It's up. This all goes up. We're surrounded by extinct volcanoes. We've got 4 of them in this area. Wollongong is the one I see every morning out from my pool deck. But there's several others. Balai Balai, Mount Kuyopo, all extinct volcanoes. We've got a buddy, Tony, building somewhere that direction, about 6 kilometers from here. He's right near an extinct lava dome. So there's some really neat features in this. It's such a beautiful place. We've got, a lot of people think I'm just out here in the middle of nowhere, which we kind of are, but it's such a beautiful place that there are literally 3 resorts, big resorts within just a kilometer to 5 kilometers from here. 1 kilometer to our east is Argamosa Farms, a very popular, beautiful wedding destination, gorgeous place. About 3 kilometers to our southwest is Sirmata Resort, which is another eco resort with a restaurant and very beautiful place. About 5 kilometers up on the National Highway is Armando's, which is one of our favorite places to go and eat. They have a coffee shop, they have a restaurant, pools that you can rent, and there's another venue type place. So people come here because of the beauty and the fact that it's just so naturally, it's just clean. I mean, it's just a clean, good air, good water, good environment. So feel very blessed to be. I wake up in this every morning. Yeah, I love taking walks here. It's so peaceful. This time of the morning, up until about this time of year, up until about 9:30, very comfortable. You got a little bit of a breeze. It's still cool. The sun, even though it's best time is before it gets up above the Sierra Madre mountain range. I love being out here at that time. It's absolutely gorgeous. But eventually it does pop up above the range, and you feel that heat, but overall it's just real comfortable. Then about 9:30, 10, it gets to be this time of year. This place actually seems to have seasons. I don't know if they call it that, but here is just really, I think they call it rainy season and dry season. But let me get inside the gate here. I think that's a big enough gap for me to get in. So as you can see, this place has come a long way from a terraced rice field to what it is today. We kind of went for a park. We wanted a park setting up here in the front, and I think we got it. It feels like a park to me. So pretty. Everything grows so easy here. It's really kind of hard not to be able to make a beautiful place. It's very unusual though to see homes here with a yard like this. This is every time I open my gate, I get people crank their necks almost completely around trying to get a look inside of here before the gate closes. Because this is quite an unusual setting for a home here. I'll just let you see it one more time. Not the best light this time of the morning in here, still fairly shaded, but yeah, all of this is going to be sold. As sad as that makes me, I'm still happy for the future. And we'll make our life in Texas. And, Genesis gets through the next 3 years, then we'll see what we're going to do after that. Really, I'm trying not to make too many plans because I don't know what the future really holds for us. And as I've heard from many of you, the future in the U.S. is, it's in an interesting place too. I want to stay positive, though. I know a lot of you have told me I'm a fool for going back there, and that's okay. Guys, you know me. I believe everybody's entitled to their opinion. I won't always agree with you, but I will listen to you, and I'll try to respect your opinion. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get my agreement. I got to do what I think's best for my family. Trying my best to follow God's will. Sometimes that's hard. I don't think I'm lying on that. It's hard to do. It's hard to always follow what I think God's got for us. Sometimes I want my own thoughts to kick in there and try to do things my way, but that usually doesn't work out. I've found out over the years. So I'm trying to make good decisions for my family. I hope I do. Hope they're right. Hope I'm following the right path and doing the right thing. But I think I am. I believe this will be, like I told Genesis, you don't blow this opportunity. Not very many people get this shot that you're getting, and you can do wonderful things with your future if you do it, if you choose to follow this. And he also understands what it means to follow God's will. And I'm pray every night that he's lifting that up and trying to find out what his path is. He's 15. I don't know how much lifting up 15-year-olds do, but he knows how to do it. Anyway, yeah, so that's the deal. I guess my next vlog after this one will probably be talking about the home itself, taking you on a tour of it, of the property. Since the home was built and we finished with the contractor, we've done so many things to this house. The list is quite long. If you had seen it when construction was done, it didn't look anything like this. None of this stuff I'm looking on the outside here, these perimeter walls, these bolo screens, this landscaping, this flower boxes, none of this was here. It was just barren. And actually quite ugly. The house was pretty, but everything around it was ugly. We've come a long way. We've got a fully functioning garden. Mars is... and I'm going to take you down, that next vlog, I'll take you down to the bottom of the property. We'll look up towards the house through the mango grove. Look at the spring. But this is our garden, and it changes. We grow year-round. Of course, different things growing at different times of the year. This is actually our second corn crop. It got hit by some, I think she said, army beetles or something, so it's struggling. But our first one was great. But this is our property. We've got multiple pods. I've got 26 varieties of fruit trees planted down there. Probably can't see it on this GoPro. We've already got 4 or 5 varieties of mango, full-grown mango trees here. Yeah. And quite beautiful. Just a beautiful place. No neighbors really to speak of. We kind of like our privacy. People ask me why I built right up against the road, and it's not really right up against it, but there's a yard between the road and a wall between the road and us. But it's quite a drop. I don't know. You can't see it on the GoPro, I'm sure, but from the road to down there where the spring is, it's quite a drop. And so taking the rainy season in mind, this is a bowl. I don't know if you can see that in this video, but it's one big bowl around that pond that normally is right there, because we just finished dry season. That pond is basically empty, but give it a month and that thing will be filled up again. this is a considerable drop. Just on the other side of that ridge over there where those rice fields go up, there's a lake called Lake Paiton. Very pretty. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place. Also, you know, I was a little concerned about where we were building simply because of how remote it was, but as long as you've got automobile transportation, you're really not that remote. We are 10 minutes from town, 10 to 15 minutes from Cuyapo, depending on how many tricycles and dogs and scooters I run into between here and the National Highway. That's where we go to the market. That's where we do, you know, kind of our local stuff. But there's not a lot there. You can do, market actually is quite big, and Sundays is market day. And we go there and get mangoes and things that you know, our mango trees don't produce year round, so we love mangoes and we eat them year round. We go there for that, for the wet market, for the meat and the fish. And if we need something a little more, like an SM mall, which you know, if you know anything about Filipinos, they just love the malls. And our closest mall is SM Rosales, which is 20 minutes from here. An easy drive right down the National Highway up towards Carmen and Rosales. And Urdaneta is just a little bit further, maybe 25-30 minutes away. Paniqui, Tarlac is about 30 minutes from here. Tarlac itself is Tarlac City is about 45 minutes. Angeles, Clark. It takes me 1 hour and 15 minutes to get to Angeles or Clark. Medical City, you know, straight down the toll road. Baguio, which, you know, people come from all over to go to Baguio. We're an hour and 15 minutes right up Cannon Road. If Cannon Road's closed down for some reason, we got to go the other route, and it takes a little longer. But Cannon Road, I can get there in an hour and 15 minutes to Baguio. So really convenient. Getting to Manila, to Naiya, it's a little more hassle, about 3 hours. But it's again, it's all toll road. Having Clark International has been wonderful, and it's really starting to pick up its use. You're seeing more and more people, more and more airlines. We love flying in and out of Clark. It's just so easy compared to Naiya. Naiya can be a real pain. So we try not to fly out of Naiya too often. We can get out of Clark. It's just literally an hour and 15 minutes down the road. We get our tickets, we get through security, immigration so super fast. We're at the gate and we're on the plane and we're gone. So really nice. Anyway, just kind of wanted to bring you guys up to speed. We are back in the Philippines, as you can see. Got here at the end of June. Genesis and I will be going back a little early because he's got to get ready for school. And then, yeah, it's going to all kind of go pretty fast once we get back there. You know how America is. Things just go at a much faster pace. I'm more stressed when I'm there, but there are stresses here too. Just they're very different stresses. But yeah, I missed Texas. I missed home. Miss mom and dad. Miss my girls. God, I'd love to see them. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. Hopefully that, whether you agree or not, what our choices are, that is what we're doing. And if any of you are think you might be interested in living in a place like this, you certainly can't go wrong. Everything's done. There's nothing. I've got nothing left to do here. I've got some property over here. We actually have split our property, and so, you know, I do have another side to it that I can, if I ever decide I want to, you know, we want to build an ancestral home here years down the road. We've got a place to do it, and yeah. So be on the lookout. Also, our truck. I got to sell our truck. It doesn't do any good to have a vehicle sitting sitting not being used for a year at a time in between vacations. So God, I hate that because I can't, I tried very hard to figure out a way to take it back to the U.S., but man, they make it so difficult, so expensive. It just became clear that it just didn't make sense. Even though I can't find a truck like mine over in the U.S., just don't, not in a mid-size. Full size, you can find plenty of them, but not in a mid-size. Like I like a mid-size pickup because I don't know, just it suits us just fine. It fits our family. 4x4, just wonderful out here on these roads. 38 miles to the gallon. Gosh, I've never had a pickup truck that does that. But that twin turbo V6 diesel engine is just awesome. Anyway, it's, practically brand new. It's got 22,000 kilometers, not miles, kilometers on it. I think that's, I don't know, maybe 13 to 15,000 miles on it. That's what we put on that truck. So that'll be for sale too. Yeah. So if any of you, have an interest in either of those things, this house, by the way, will be sold fully furnished. Yeah. We're gonna leave our life here basically and start all over. And so you'd be getting a good place. I can tell you that. I sure love being here. And if we get to a place where we can, do it again, this is where we'll come. This has become our home here. So anyway, Banker Bungalows going up for sale. I'll give you the next vlog. I guess I'll give you a little more information on that as far as size and square meters. And if you followed me, I guess all these vlogs, you probably know all that stuff. But I'll go back over it and we'll talk about what we're looking for price-wise. Same thing with the pickup truck. Yeah, I guess I could sell the pickup truck with the house. Nuts, huh? All right, y'all don't be too hard on Rick Baker. He's doing the best he can, and for his family, and I don't feel like I'm on the wrong path. And yes, I'm very hopeful that the next 6 months brings about some major changes for our country. I don't know how much longer our country can head on the path that it's on, but I know our enemies are it's almost like they're salivating. This makes me sick. You spend as long as I did serving our country, it makes you sick to see parts of the world looking at us like they do. But I can't blame them. Crap, we look like we're nuts. I mean, literally nuts. Like we've gone, send us to the loony house. Whew. Anyway, yeah. Trusting God's not through with the United States of America. I'm real hopeful he's got some more. His patience is beyond understanding, that's for sure. But I hope he gives us a chance to get things back in a good place. So, guess we'll see. Time will tell. Time always tells. Yeah. All right. Let you guys go. Appreciate all the comments. And sorry we've been off the grid for a little while, but took some effort to get things going in Texas, and but we're back. And yeah, life changes. You got to roll with it, right, guys? Got to roll with it. All right. God bless you. Y'all take care. The good. The bad. The Philippines.